Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazen.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Morning, Dick. And first week of the high school football season in the books. Any surprises that you saw?
Not really. I guess maybe the LG win over Abbotsford. Maybe I would have thought the otherwise. I did hear from some loyal people that Abbotsford's top running back was injured during the game.
I did hear that as well.
And I think that probably hampered their attack quite a bit because they do really rely on the running game. So, but other than that, I think that everything went pretty much according to Hoyle. I would think so.
The Neillsville Granton team got their season off to a winning start, beating New Lisbon 20. Well, there's kind of a discrepancy in the score. A lot of places said 46-12, but
I still believe it was 47 because I never saw that, and I had the best seat in the house with the scorekeeper.
Yes,
because I was sitting next to him.
Yeah,
and. Not only did he forget to stop the clock before the kickoff, but he never did add that last extra point that Landon kicked. So,
so a lot of places have it at 46-12.
But I took it upon myself to add it. Though.
Yes, you did. I saw that. So Neillsville Granton, their game, running attack did very well.
Good. You had to be very impressed with the way that Marcus Luchterhahn and Caden Hartung ran the ball. Both, and the run blocking was excellent. But there are and the passing game, Andrew Hazer, very accurate, couple TD passes to Rakestraw, and I believe one to Hartung, Luchterhahn, excuse me. But I thought pass protection could be better. I thought Andrew got probably hit too many times.
Yeah.
Way too many penalties. And thankfully, Larry, they were minor penalties. But there was a stretch where there was 3 or 4 penalties in a row, and all involving the linemen, and that's got to be cleaned up.
Well, and that's one thing we'll hear from Coach Lehman here in just a little bit about they are cleaning that up this week. But, Marcus Luchterhahn, he's going to be the horse.
Yep.
29 carries this past week for 139 yards.
Yeah, he's going to be the bell cow. There's no doubt about it. He's going to run out of that tailback position with Hartung out of the fullback. Hartung gives them another option, but those are going to be the two guys that rely, and they need to run the ball well to open up the passing game because you've got speed on the outside with Rakestraw and Hart, and you need to get the ball in their hands too. But the pass, Andrew did not have a lot of time to pass at times, and that actually caused that pick 6 that he threw.
7 of 14, I had him down unofficially for 148 yards and those 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
But again, an interception in there as well.
And there was, there was a pass, I believe, to Hartung, kind of a desperation throw that ended up going for 67 yards. Too,
yeah, and he also had one on a third down play to Luchterhahn
for a touchdown.
Yeah,
and that was right after they had all those procedure penalties right in a row.
Yeah.
I think it took them from inside the 10-yard line all the way back out to the 30.
Yes.
And I believe it was a 29-yard touchdown pass.
Yes,
but defensively, I thought they did a pretty good job. I believe that New Lisbon probably actually called 7 running plays during the game, I think, by my count. So running game was never a factor. But I would like to see a little better pass rush. And, their cornerbacks got beat a couple of times, and the guys from New Lisbon kind of helped them out by dropping.
Yeah.
And then there was one 30-yard pass that got called back because of a holding penalty. So a lot of things to clean up, but they need to clean them up because it's going to get a little tougher this week. So.
Yeah, you wonder if teams, if they watch this film, this quarterback for New Lisbon had 35 attempts.
Yeah, Barfneck, yeah. And he was fairly accurate. He had a couple guys on the outside that dropped 3 or 4 passes.
Yeah.
And
his stats really don't
no.
show how accurate he was.
But when they did get a rush on him, he forced the ball, and I believe Neillsville had 2 or 3 picks. So, but the key is getting a pass rush. It seemed like the best rush they were getting is when their linebackers came up the middle. And that would have been Bloom and also Hartung. So.
All right. Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Reed Lehman of the Warriors, and he talks about that game last week and what's coming up with Loyal Greenwood. Coach, a little bit about the win Friday night. I'm sure there were some things you can work on, but some good things happened too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of good things that happened. We offensively we were able to move the ball pretty well. I think we had over 300 yards of offense and ran for over 200 and. So a couple of our guys ran really hard and did a nice job. Our line did a nice job blocking for them. And then we were able to find receivers at times when they were open too and make plays. Defensively, we made some plays. Coverage-wise, we made some mistakes. Just some things that we had the opportunity to try to clean up this week. So.
Penalties. I know a lot of illegal procedure penalties. That had to frustrate you.
Oh, absolutely. I think we had 11 penalties on the day, and that stuff is frustrating. That's something we worked on this week. We talked about our linemen and our skill guys got to get to the line, get themselves set, make calls from a good position. Their offensive line making their calls from a good position, so that when our quarterback gives the down call, we're ready to roll and not standing up and then we're getting down late. And I think that's kind of what our biggest problem was. So we're working on that this week. Hopefully, get it fixed.
Loyal Greenwood, Friday, a team you had a chance to scrimmage a little bit earlier. How do you see that matchup Friday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a physical game. They want to bring it at you and punch you in the mouth and just kind of pound the rock as much as possible. So we'll see. I think it's a good challenge for our guys to see how physical we want to be and whether we're going to continue to give great effort when things get a little hard and they get a big one, because it's going to happen. They're going to get a big play here and there, and we got to be able to respond to that and attack the next play with great intensity. So
looked like you came out of the game on Friday injury free.
Yeah, for the most part. We have one of our guys is banged up with an ankle injury a little bit, and Andrew's been dealing with a shoulder since camp, so we got some things that we're still kind of dealing with, but for the most part we're pretty healthy.
That's head coach Reed Lehman of the Warriors, and as he mentioned, they're going to go up against a Loyal Greenwood team that they like to play, pound it right at you.
Smash them out. They're going to, Sandelier at fullback, he ran hard against them last year. They're going to see a variety of different guys in the backfield.
Mm-hmm. They got a lot of running
behind
guys.
Sandelier, Stiglitz, Kultzer, a couple other guys. But they are going to throw occasionally, or else inside reverses, because they want to get the ball into Tofar's hands too.
Right, sure.
Either throwing or on some kind of reverse, whatever. So
Loyal Greenwood coming off that win, as you mentioned, over Abbotsford, 24-12. We had the Mosinee score stopped Stratford's 26-game winning streak.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they went up a little bit in division, but Mosinee, a very good ball club this year. And I'll tell you what, a win against Stratford, you didn't go down division, because Stratford's probably just about as good as any D4 team in the state. So, and Mosinee with Trev Stoffel at quarterback, they have a really good attack, and they're going to be tough in D4. But they are really going up a couple divisions this week. They're going over to Menasha to play. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
And I believe Menasha is probably at 2.
I would think,
at least. So,
yeah.
So,
what about the Colby Stanley boys score?
Yeah.
29-12 Colby.
Yeah, I still believe I'm not totally surprised with that, Larry, because Colby was down last year. Logan Rosemeyer needs a year to get his program going. And then you look at who Stanley Boyd lost last year. Just a talented class led by Marr and a few other guys. But
Eisenberger.
Eisenberger, the quarterback. And then also Jeff Koenig gave it up.
Yep.
And Brody Marr is the new coach. So I guess the only thing that surprised me was the difference of the game. It was at Stanley Boyd, too. And usually Stanley Boyd on turf is tough to beat up there. So.
All right, and then we had the 8-player game. We thought that was going to be a really good game, but wow.
43-0. Robin Rosemeyer's out for Bear this year, I guess. So.
Yeah, Gilman shutting out Owen Withy.
I would have never imagined that, Larry. I had that vision as probably a 30-24 game, high scoring both ends. But, we did talk about a little last week. Owen Withy lost their quarterback, Dominic Sherwood, to graduation last year.
Right.
And whoever put in there, it's totally different. Sherwood was a 3-year starter, and and then they lost Mason Gay, who was some of their speed, and a couple others. But I thought they had enough back that they would be. But right away, that jumps Gilman right into a favorite for a state championship. It looks like to me.
Yes, yes. All right, so games coming up this week. There are some games again tonight.
A lot of games tonight.
Again, it's that
the
Valley and the conference to the west, Big Rivers playing each other again.
Yeah.
And Marshfield, boy, I tell you, don't get any easier. They got Menominee tonight.
The only thing they get them at home this week. So, but Yeah, I said, and then Smash had a good week last week, but they're traveling up to Superior this week, so a long road trip there. But New Richmond, who had a big win over, they're going to Eau Claire North, Rice Lake at Rapids, Eau Claire Memorial at Chi High, Wausau West at Hudson, and River Falls at DC Everest. So some really good matchups there. So.
Bloomers at Regis.
Yeah, that should be a
tonight
dandy too.
That Marshfield Menominee game on 92.3 FM WOSQ tonight with coverage beginning at 6:30 for that one. Any other games? We've got Neillsville Granton, Loyal Greenwood on 92.7 WPKG tomorrow night. Anything else?
Edgar at Stratford.
There we go.
There you go.
Yep.
The age-old rivalry there.
Yeah.
It's a non-conference game now, but always a great one, and it's at Stratford. And, Stratford's going to be looking to
avenge
something. And then Edgar, nice big win over Ladysmith last week, but it'll be a little tougher tonight tomorrow night at Stratford.
Let's see. Anything else? Colby Abbotsford. That's always a pretty good one.
No traveling there, but
yeah.
Barron at Fall Creek. That's one that caught my eye, and then Prescott at Durand. So some pretty good games over. Mondovi at Osceola should be a dandy too.
And Pittsville, Spencer, Columbus
should be a great matchup there.
Two teams that are trying to get their
Pittsville
going.
Took her on the chin last week.
Yeah.
Spencer Columbus, great game against Aubrey, 32-25, but we'll see what happens. Pittsville's got quite a few kids back this year, but we'll see. So.
All right, and we had some volleyball teams that got underway this week.
Yeah, Triangular at Cadott Tuesday night. Neillsville played Cadott and Frederick up there, and then tonight they're at home against Oliva Strum.
Yeah, their first home game.
Yep.
So if you want to check out some girls volleyball up at Neillsville, you can see them there. Marshfield, they are at the Big Rivers Wisconsin Valley crossover Tuesday, where they finished 2-2. And let's see. That's about all I had for results from this week. They're just kind of slowly getting in.
Yeah.
A lot of tournaments and invitationals.
Yeah, a lot of triangulars and quads.
Yep.
And it's one thing you got to remember, Larry, a lot of schools aren't in session, and it's hard to get results sometimes.
Yes, it is, yes.
Next week will be better.
Yeah.
The cross-country people have their first meet this week, a huge meet over at Marshfield Wildwood Park on Saturday morning.
Oh, that's the big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think it's 30 or 40 schools.
Oh, yeah, there's always a lot.
There's schools from Minnesota coming over, and there's 1, 2, and 3, all divisions. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's always a big one over there.
Yep.
To get the season started for cross-country. The WIAC came out with their previews for football and for volleyball. We'll take a look at football first, where they think lacrosse is going to be the conference champ.
Lacrosse is defending champion, but I don't think you count out Whitewater or Oshkosh either.
No.
And River Falls isn't too far behind. River Falls and Oshkosh have really closed the gap on lacrosse. Of course, lacrosse passed up Whitewater. Whitewater was king for so long. But it seems like those four are the teams. And Platteville's another team to watch out for, too. So.
Now, when was the last time you saw Whitewater predicted to place fourth?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a few.
Yeah, that doesn't.
It's been a long time.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I don't believe, and that would mean they wouldn't be going to the NCAA D3 playoffs either.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't happened very often either, Larry. So
WIAC, they will start their season next week, September 4th, and then the conference season a month later, October 4th.
Yeah, they go through a long non-conference. So,
yeah.
So.
And the volleyball season also for the WIAC getting underway tomorrow. And their prediction there has Oshkosh winning their third consecutive regular season title. And then you have Whitewater, Eau Claire, Stevens Point, and Platteville in the top five there.
Eau Claire, a couple years from national championship, but solid program up there. So
yeah. All right. So there we go. That's what's happening around the area. Let's go to where are they now on the program?
Okay, Larry, we're going over to Marshfield Columbus, and we're going to talk about Hunter Schultz, a 2017 graduate of Marshfield Columbus High School. In the fall, Hunter was a 2-year letter winner on the Columbus soccer team. His junior year, the Dons were 15-2. They were co-champs of the Mid-State Soccer Conference and regional champs, losing in the sectional semis to Aquinas. Hunter had 3 goals and 5 assists on the season. His senior year, Columbus was 20-3 on the season. They were Mid-State and regional champions, losing in the sectional semis to Arcadia. Hunter had 4 goals and 4 assists on the season. In the winter, Hunter was a 3-year letter winner on the Columbus boys basketball team. His sophomore year, the Dons were 15-9 on the season, losing to Pittsville in the regionals. Hunter averaged 13.3 points per game and was a first-team selection on the Eastern Clover Belt All-Conference team. His junior year, Columbus was 21-4. They were Clover Belt East champs, losing in the regional finals to Almond Bancroft. Hunter averaged 18 points per game and was a second-team selection on the Eastern Clover Belt All-Conference team. His senior year, the Dons were 25-3. They were Clover Belt East regional and sectional champions, qualifying for the WI Division V state tournament, where they lost in the semis to Barneveld 72-52. Hunter had 13 points in that game. For the season, Hunter averaged 23.3 points per game, finishing second in the Eastern Clover Belt to his own teammate Tyler Fehringer. He was a first-team All-Conference selection, a Channel 7 All-Star, and a Division V All-State selection. For his career at Columbus, Hunter scored 1,305 points, which today ranks him fourth all-time for the Columbus program behind Bob Cook, Emmett Konitschke, and Hunter's teammate Tyler Fehringer. After graduation, Hunter enrolled at Marion College in Fond du Lac and joined the Sabres men's basketball program. His freshman year, Marion was 11-14 on the season. Hunter averaged 2 points per game. His sophomore year, Marion was 7-18 on the season. Hunter averaged 3 points per game. His junior year, the Sabres were 4-21 on the season. Hunter averaged 6 points per game. His senior year was shortened by the pandemic, but Marion was 4-7 on the season. Hunter averaged 8 points per game. Hunter graduated from Marion College in 2021 with a bachelor's degree in biology. Hunter then enrolled at Logan University in St. Louis and earned his doctorate in chiropractic care. Today, Dr. Hunter Schultz is owner and operator of 920 Chiropractic Health and Injury Care in Green Bay, where his mission statement says, "I have dedicated my life to helping people through chiropractic care to achieve better health and give people their life back." Before his senior year in basketball, Hunter sustained an injury that many people thought might keep him out for the season. But because of chiropractic care, he was able to play the whole season, and which pushed him to be a chiropractor in his life. Hunter and his wife and son reside in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hunter Schultz.
Well, there's an interesting story.
You
for
betcha.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, they thought he might miss at least half the season. He never missed a game, because of chiropractic care and stuff. Got him back in the game, and that was a high-scoring team there.
Oh, yes, that was.
There
was a few of them. That
I said Fehringer I believe he had 379 points that season, and Schultz was just right on his tail.
Yeah,
So
they put up some points.
until Emmett Konitschke came along, they were 2-3 all-time scoring.
Oh, okay.
But now Emmett knocked him down a notch.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Good stuff there from Where Are They Now? All right. The college football season. We talked about the WIAC, but now the major college.
Yep.
A lot of games tonight, but only one involving a ranked team.
Yeah.
Boise State.
Boise State is at South Florida.
Yeah.
So
later on today at 4:30 on ESPN. But the Badgers get their season underway tonight.
tonight, hosting Miami of Ohio, and that game is at 8:00 and is on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah.
So, and a side note to that game, Larry.
Yep.
Every game Odyssey Brands has a drawing for the Badger Kid of the Game. Tonight's Badger Kid of the Game will be Matthew Kopp, a fifth grader at Nilsville School.
Really?
And Matthew gets full VI treatment. He's on the sidelines, and he gets to run out and pick up the kicking tee after the first kickoff.
Really? I did not know that.
So
Well, good for him.
Matthew going to be a fifth grader, and then of course
Good for him.
Matthew's older brother Jacob is a member of the Badger Band.
Yes,
too.
he
So-
is. Yes.
and they are the sons of Troy and Daddy Cobb. So
Wow,
congratulations,
congratulations.
to Matthew.
Yeah.
I said, that's got to
Wow.
be a dream. So
That's going to be a thrill
Yeah.
tonight. What do you think of the Badgers? A lot of new stuff coming
a
in
lot
there.
of new quarterback coming in. We'll see.
Yeah.
They better get it together those first 2 weeks because week 3 they go down to Alabama, and Alabama's.
Yeah, they're not going to be letting up on anything.
I don't know. Larry, if they could get to 6-6 and get back to a bowl game, I would consider it to be a season success. But if they don't get back to a bowl game, Fickle's going to be on the hot seat.
You think so? Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong here, but they do not. And I know part of it is the school theory. they do not get real heavily into the NIL and things like
Right,
that.
yeah.
And they seem to lose more people than they bring in. And also in recruiting in the state of Wisconsin, Minnesota is beating them, Iowa's beating them, Illinois is beating them.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
And that was something, when Barry Alvarez was the coach, he threw up a fence around this state.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And he got everybody in here.
Yeah.
And that's not happening anymore. So
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
interesting to find out
Yeah.
how the Badgers get along here this season. 5-7 last year,
Yeah.
missed the bowl for the first time in a
yeah,
long time.
I believe 2001.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, they had the longest streak for a long time, and like I said, if they could get to 6-6 and 7-5 somehow, maybe win your trophy games against Minnesota and Iowa.
Right.
I think people would be thrilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but we'll see what happens. So
Of course, the big game on the weekend is going to be number 1 Texas at number 3 Ohio State, 11 a.m. on Saturday morning on Fox.
Yep,
And I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago that Texas is actually
the underdog.
the underdog in the
First
game.
number 1 ranked team ever to be an underdog.
You think that's just because it's at Ohio State?
I think so. I think they're probably, and who knows? First
Yeah.
game of the season. But betting odds, you get 3 points for home team.
Right.
That would be enough probably to swing it to Ohio State. So the way I see it. So, but not a lot of ranked games this weekend. But Saturday you also have LSU at number 4 Clemson. And it's
Good
been
one.
a long time since Clemson's been that high in the rankings.
It has.
Too.
Yes,
So-
it has.
So, and then Sunday, number 6 Notre Dame is at number 10 Miami. So that should be a good game too.
Yeah.
Couple of games that I'm going to watch because South Dakota is playing at number 22 Iowa State, North Dakota at number 17 Kansas State. Those are two very darn good Division II teams, and I think those are possible upsets there.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's good that they get to play against those
absolutely.
bigger schools.
And North Dakota and South Dakota have always done well when they
yeah.
play. I don't know how many teams they've beaten, but they've always been very representative. And you look how many kids from those two schools make the pros. Too.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're heck of programs. So
Yeah. Who's the big quarterback that made
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance from North Dakota State?
And South Dakota is Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
there you go. There's
so-
just a couple of names for you.
Yeah, and of course Hunter Lupke from Stratford.
Yeah.
Spencer was from North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yes.
So.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, I mean, there's guys that we know, but I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
there's probably others.
Yeah, but they have good programs out there year in, year out, and it'd be fun to see them pull an upset against a D1 team. So
Speaking of players in the pros, of course, the Packers had to get down to 53.
yeah,
on
not
Tuesday.
not a lot of surprises. So really, when I seen them, they McCole Hardman got cut. They had brought him. They had hoped he'd be a kick return guy. He didn't really do much in preseason, though they did sign him to the practice squad. So
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
sign a few guys
Yeah.
back later on
Isaiah
Wednesday.
Simmons, who they brought in, who they thought would be an excellent special team, and he did make the team. And then Christian Welch, who was on the team last year as a backup linebacker, he got signed by the practice squad again.
Okay,
too. So,
all right.
I didn't see if they signed either one of the quarterbacks.
I did not know.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
The list I seen had neither Clifford or Elsberg.
You would think they would go in with more than just two quarterbacks.
Yeah, because it's nothing against Love, but that thumb and whatever, So
Yeah, lately he's been a kind of an injury.
every year he's gotten banged up. Not quite as durable. Definitely not as durable as
Brett
Favre.
Favre, no.
And Rodgers was out a few times, but pretty much durable though. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But they may not have a complete list either, or else they're looking for something else too more.
Yeah.
But I thought Clifford played very well in the preseason. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll.
Yeah.
I would think they would get him back somehow.
One of the two, because they
know the system.
and they can be activated in a second.
Right.
You know,
right.
so-
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's what you need in the backup nowadays.
yeah, absolutely.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
that's what you need.
Yeah.
The Major League Baseball season not coming really to an end yet, but
New
next
season,
year's
yeah.
schedule is already out.
And I've sat at this microphone and complained for years, Larry. The Brewers never get a opening game.
Yes.
They're getting one
They're
this
getting
year.
one next year.
And
Yes.
the earliest in team history.
Yeah. In
Uh,
fact,
we-
it's earliest opening in Major League history.
Yeah. Was that March 26th or something?
26th is when a lot of teams play, but the 25th is actually
Yeah.
when the opening
and
day.
the Chicago White Sox. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they're taking a day off. And
Yes.
It's a Thursday, and then they're taking Friday off, playing Saturday and Sunday. So
Yeah.
So that's how they're opening up. So
I looked at the schedule, and they do not play a NL Central team until late April.
April, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much all American League
Yeah,
teams.
there is to start.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Interesting.
believe Boston is coming in after Chicago.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting beginning of the season
Yep, so-
for the Brewers. A lot of times it's always like the Cubs and the Reds and the Cardinals.
But I really like this where they're playing everybody in a year.
I do. I do,
I
too.
really like
Yeah.
it. I think it's fun to see those. Yes, you only get to see the American Leaguers in Milwaukee every other year, but still, it's just fun to play them. And it's fun for those guys to go to Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium
Yeah.
and places like that, too. So
and you get to see teams you don't see.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
never. Some of these teams you never see.
Yeah, or else, you would never play the Yankees, or
Right.
and then those teams train in Florida, so you'll never even see them in preseason. So
You only see them maybe in the playoffs if
Yes.
they get there. But the Brewers, how about them? Brewers still number one in the
Struggling.
only team above 80 wins.
Yeah, they're at 83 wins?
Yeah.
or through Tuesday anyway.
Yeah.
But a few chinks in the armor though. Their bullpen I think is getting a little tired.
It seems that way. You know, it used to be when they got to that bullpen, boy, it was
Yeah.
lights out.
But you look at Woodruff. Went 6 innings on Monday. He had 5 solid innings, but the 6th one he got tired and gave up 5 runs. Mizorowski gave up 3 runs and 5, and then, but right now they don't. DL Hall is on the injured list with a oblique, so who knows when he'll be back. But that's kind of the guy that, like Ashby, they'd come in and throw multiple
Right,
innings,
yep.
and they don't have him right now,
Yeah.
and that's hopefully Tobias. They threw Tuesday night. They threw Tobias Myers an inning, but
Okay.
I thought maybe they'd go multiple innings. Well, they did go in, and he got beat around too. So
Yeah, they had a 6-run lead on.
yeah, and they tried to stay away, and they're trying to stay away from McGill because he had blown 2 saves
Right,
in a row.
yeah.
So it's so they're a little tired, and Uribe they stayed away from Tuesday night too. So
Still finding ways to win, though.
yes.
Still finding ways to win.
But it's just you got a 6, and Arizona is a very good offensive ball.
Oh, yeah,
club.
always
no
have.
ifs, ands, or
Yeah,
buts about.
yeah.
But boy, you get that 6-0 lead, you'd kind of hope you'd coast to it. But that's, Arizona, they're not even in playoff contention. But those guys aren't laying down either.
they're a spoiler.
Yeah, they're a spoiler. So
They can be a spoiler.
yep. So
All right, Major League Baseball is going to return to Dyersville, Iowa again for a Field of Dreams game next
yeah,
year.
Yeah.
It'll be
That's
the,
nice to do it because they went there a couple years ago. Yankees and White Sox played, and then they played at someplace in Alabama for the
Oh yeah, right.
with the honoring the Negro Leagues,
Yep,
and then
yep.
this year they went to Bristol race.
That's right. That's right. They played there.
Interesting one there, but
Yeah.
going back to the Field of Dreams. So, but
It'll be the Phillies and the Twins.
Okay.
Haven't seen the date on it. But
okay. Well, that's great for the Twins. That's right on their back door too.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so-
You ever been there?
no.
We were there a few years back. They did not have the stadium done yet
Okay.
at that time.
Yeah. So.
But that's
One of those things that's on
cool
my now
place.
retired bucket list.
Yes,
guess. I said I had a few things. I said I would love to go out to spring training for a couple weeks and just
yeah.
sit there and watch baseball for a couple weeks. But speaking of Brewers go to Canada for the weekend. 3
Okay.
games at Toronto. That should
All right.
be big there.
You bet.
And then they come home for a 3-game series with Philadelphia. So
Oh, wow.
So you
Okay.
talk the team with the best record. And I believe Toronto has second best record in the
Yes.
American League, and I believe Philly is number 2 in the National League right now. So.
Well, you're going to see what you're made of now.
Yeah, absolutely. But after you get there, the schedule kind of winds down. They do have a series at the end of the year with the Padres, but
Okay.
that's like the second last series
Yeah,
of the season.
yeah.
Hopefully, everything is decided by then. So
Well, it would be nice to get home field advantage.
absolutely, I just think it's big. So and a bye,
A bye would really
I think
be
the
nice.
bye is the biggest thing because right now they're going through Monday because that series with Philadelphia is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. They do not have a game on Tuesday. Don't have.
Wow, take a day off in the middle of a
Yeah,
series.
but that after that game Monday, that'll be like 19 games in 18 days.
Yeah, they
and
need a
that's-
break.
You talk about a tired pitching staff. So.
Yeah.
And they need hopefully by the weekend Jackson Churio will be back up to.
I was going to say, some of those guys should be coming back
And
here.
it sounds like Joey Ortiz could be pretty close too.
I think
So
Reese Hoskins.
he's down at Nashville
Okay,
too.
all right.
They can expand the rosters, I believe, to 28 on the 1st, which is
Okay,
Monday. So
all right.
I would expect Reese Hoskins to be up then. So.
All right.
So-
All right. Well, we've got football coming up
Yeah.
tonight. We got Marshfield and Menominee Over in Marshfield, game time 7 o'clock. Coverage beginning at 6:30 on 92.3 FM WOSQ.
And we're going to Greenwood Friday night.
Friday, yes, that game is against Loyal Greenwood at Greenwood.
Yes,
So if
yep.
you're going to head up, make sure you go to Greenwood.
Yeah, don't go to Loyal. There ain't nothing happening.
No.
Horn Festival's done, too,
Yes,
so there's nothing happening in
there won't
Loyal.
be nothing going on in Loyal. 7 o'clock game time
Yep.
for that one tomorrow night on 92.7 WPKG. That's Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazen.
I'm Dick Olson.
We'll talk to you next week.